Today is the 11th of July, 2025. John Lee, St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association, here with my wife, Laura, and Miss Katharyn Davis, our attorney today. She's came in to fill us in on what's going on. Good to see everybody. Come on in. Let's start in just a minute. Okay. Welcome, welcome. Oops. All right. All right. I guess we can get started. I don't have a lot of announcements. I guess we can go ahead and get started with Kathy, though, and then we'll go over our regular agenda there. So
okay. Hi, everybody. First of all, I have baseball tickets to give away, and we're going to do it the way we've done it before. The game is versus the Marlins on July 29th, and the tickets are 4 seats in the Redbird Club. And we're going to do it by pick a number. So pick a number between 1 and 100, put it in the chat, and when we're done, we'll tell you whose number was closest, and then I'll have you give me your email so that I can email you the link to the tickets. You'll have to put the MLB Ballpark app on your phone or whatever to get them. Okay, so and given that, I have nothing else really new to report. We've been busy. Our dockets have been big. We like all our judges right now. You know, we're having a good summer. I hate to jinx anything, but I don't really have anything new, and the legislature's not in session, which is probably good. Probably you guys know about, if anybody was affected by the tornado or had properties affected by the tornado, there's been a lot of media coverage of the assistance that's available. And I have a friend who works for the city who keeps sending me stuff. The city's trying to give away some tornado help money. So if you have rental properties in the affected areas, reach out and, get some help. I think I've driven through the areas and some of the buildings look pretty bad. So, and just as an example, my husband we were not at our place in the Central West End when the tornado hit. We were actually taking my mother to visit the Clarendale because she's going to be 90, but she's not ready to give up her house, but she wanted to see it. So his car was at my office in Brentwood, which wasn't really the main location of the tornado. But while we were out doing this, the roof from across the street blew and fell on his car. It was drivable. And he took it we made the insurance claim. He took it to the body shop, and they said, oh, we got all these cars ahead of you that aren't drivable. So we said, okay, so it's just now getting in the shop. And they didn't tell us, how long it would be or anything, right? They're never going to tell you that. But I know that all the workers on cars and houses and that kind of thing are probably swamped with all this. And I would say something else to you. I drive down Lindell a lot because I live at Lindell and Kings Highway, and it's like a different landscape. It's like the surface of the moon or something. So many trees are gone. But one of the things I've noticed that's kind of cool is these like shrink wrap tarps they have on the roofs of these giant houses. It's really interesting. And it's sad, but once you get over that part and you drive down Lindell and you see all these trees gone, and you can completely see the art museum from Lindell, up on its hill, rather than peeking through the trees, and these shrink wrap tarps on the roofs of the building. It's just amazing. So I would just like to take any questions if you've got any. Anyone? Okay. I guess nobody is getting in any trouble.
That's a good thing.
I have a question.
Okay, Terry.
So I went to the St. Louis Housing Authority fair and was giving out direct landlords for some of the tornado victims there. So this is the second one I went to yesterday. And one of the clients asked me, he said, well, my home is like, I guess the whole roof is off and it's raining inside of it. So they're staying with family. And he said his landlord keeps trying to come after him and telling him that he has to pay his rent and just, kind of harassing him or whatever. So so he can't do that, right? If it's a natural disaster like that.
Well, generally, a lease is going to have a clause in it about like act of God kind of things, like a tornado or a hurricane or, God forbid, an earthquake, something that's not in anyone's control. And usually there's some provisions in a lease that will talk about if there's going to be an insurance claim and what you have to do and that kind of thing. But often the bottom line is when you have this kind of catastrophic damage, the lease is terminated. Now, it's really not fair for the tenant to say, I'm not going to pay my rent anymore because the building's damaged, but I'm going to keep staying here. So the tenant needs to move out as well and maybe apply for assistance from the city or from one of the agencies that's doing the assistance, like the Urban League or Action St. Louis, and find another place to live. Because we have this all the time, not even related to a tornado. When people come to court, they show me a picture of something, and they say, this is why I didn't pay my rent, because the apartment's uninhabitable. And I'll be like, did you move? No. Well, you're inhabiting it then. How can it be uninhabitable if you're still living there? I mean, you got to pick one or the other. You can't just use the problem as an excuse to stay for free. And right now with the tornado, my understanding is there has been a lot of assistance available and, help for people.
Well, they aren't actually staying there. They're staying with
Okay.
relatives, but
Have
he's
they
staying
moved all
that.
have they moved all their things out?
I didn't go into depth like that, but they are definitely, it's a family and it's 5 kids. So it's a
Well,
husband and wife and 5 kids.
I hope that they will reach out and get the assistance.
Mm-hmm.
And if the tornado, as an act of God, made the residence uninhabitable, then they can't collect rent after the date of the tornado.
Mm-hmm.
And the tenant, in good faith, should remove all their belongings and, totally surrender possession so that the landlord can move on with whatever they're going to do with the property.
Okay.
And a
And
lot
it's
of times people come to court and they say, well, I've moved. And I'll say, well, do you have everything out? No. Well, even if you're living somewhere else, if you're still possessing the property by having personal property there, you're kind of still occupying it. Another thing tenants do that drive me nuts is, well, I put the keys in the mailbox, or I left the keys on the kitchen counter. Well, to date, I have not met any psychic landlords, and they're not going to necessarily know that you've moved and the keys are on the kitchen counter. Plus, how did you get the summons for this lawsuit if you're not at the property? But the tenant has a little responsibility here too, to remove their things, turn the keys in, that kind of thing.
What about if this is a little tricky. I didn't really get into detail because there was like people in the line, but
Yeah.
I told him that he could probably call the city of St. Louis and find out, because I didn't know, how to respond at that moment. But what if, because okay, with the disaster relief, they're paying 8 months up to rental assistance, but you have to apply for that. And then some people are telling me, well, they're going to get money to be able to repair their housing. And so some of them are just coming and saying, do you have a landlord that I can go and stay for like a year's lease? And so I'm getting, some of that too. So what if it's that type of situation where they're going to get help to get it fixed, and so that they still have to pay rent at that point? I mean, I don't know. Say the
No,
stuff is all out of, I mean, yeah.
no, they don't have to pay rent. If the property is uninhabitable due to an act of God, they remove all their belongings, turn in their keys. They're not responsible for rent. The property's been made, if the roof is ripped off or the walls are gone, that's not a habitable property. I
Mhm.
know that I don't know a lot about what the different municipalities in the county were doing, and I don't know how much damage the county had really. I know in the city of St. Louis, they started out with a system of tagging doors, red, yellow, or
Oh,
blue, or
yeah.
green, and they weren't making anyone move. They were kind of at that point because they didn't want to put people in living out of their cars, but they were saying that the red tag residents, people were going to have to move, eventually. They weren't going to condemn them that minute, but they were going to do it. So I'm assuming at this point they've moved on and started condemning some of those places. And if it's condemned, you can't collect rent and the people have to move. And if the people refuse to move, then it's fair for the landlord to sue them and try to get some damages and get them to move.
Mm. Oh, it's just a mess.
It is a mess. but there is assistance for people and they should take advantage of that assistance. Did I just see something? I think it was yesterday where Mayor Spencer was saying that we're going to allocate like $16 million to tornado relief efforts. So there's money there. There's assistance for people. They need to reach out and do it and not just like dig in and say, well, I'm staying here and I'm not paying because the roof's gone.
Yeah, and I don't think that that's what they were doing, but I mean, I got a lot of people that were coming in, and it's really, heartbreaking. One lady, she was 65
Yeah.
years old, and she was saying that, well, I had to get up and walk out of the rubble. So I'm hearing like stuff that happened to, actually happened to people, and their lives are just, shattered. Like,
It is horrible. And the only thing I have is that there is assistance available. I
mm,
know our judge in the city for the first 2 or 3 weekly dockets after the tornado was not granting judgments for eviction just until everything could get sorted out and people could figure out what was going on. Kind of like the city saying, we're going to tag your door with a color, but we're not going to condemn you or make you move yet. They gave a few weeks grace, but then, at some point we have to start rebuilding and get on with it. It's bad up there though. I've driven through, we took some stuff up to a Fallon Rec Center to Action St. Louis. We took some donations up there and, that was a kind of a marginal neighborhood to begin with a lot of abandoned properties, a lot of which are owned by the city, to be fair.
mhm,
But now it's just, I don't even know how they're gonna fix it.
mm,
It is very sad.
thank you. At least I
Yeah,
have
thank you. I'm
something
glad
to.
you went to that meeting. That's interesting to hear.
Yeah, this is the second one. They had one, when was the other one? I guess June, and then they had this one, and they have one more next month. I plan on going there.
Yeah, good. Report back because I'd be interested to hear what goes on.
Okay.
Yeah. And I hope some people are, working through things and getting rehoused and that kind of thing. Okay, anybody else? Okay, well, our lucky winner is Victoria Harrison, who named 87, which is the exact same number I wrote down at the beginning of this call. So she hit it right on the nose. So Victoria, are you there?
Hey,
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Um, can you give me the email address or would you rather call me with it that you would like me to use to send your tickets to you?
Sure. Yeah, well, I can just give it to you now.
Okay.
I'll put it in the chat actually.
Okay. Okay, I'll be emailing them to you and then you have to, if you don't already have the MLB Ballpark app on your phone, you'll have to download it so that you can receive the tickets in that. And
Okay,
they're mobile tickets.
great.
And
Thank you.
ordinarily I would say bring home a winner, but I'm not wanting to put that on people this year.
Aw. So nice,
Awesome.
Kathy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Very nice. And these are great seats too, I might add.
They are nice seats. Yeah. They're Redbird clubs. So you can go inside in the air conditioning if it turns out that that it's hot or rainy or that kind of thing. And they only let Redbird Club tickets into that area, so it's not as crowded as some other areas of the stadium, which I like. Okay, I'm putting in your email right now, and unless anybody has anything else for me, I will see you guys next month.
I
Oh,
actually I actually
go
do
ahead.
have one. It's more for my HOA on the street that I live
Oh
on.
God, yeah. Okay,
Is that something that you'd
I will give it a shot. I
okay.
think Al Qaeda started as an HOA, so
Gotcha. So it's actually, so I live on a private street and we have an HOA. It's not a whole lot a year, and there's a homeowner on the property that has not paid for like 8 years.
mhm.
And so I'm trying to help out the association because they don't really do anything. Like they never charge late fees. If somebody doesn't pay, they're not really doing anything about it. And I had mentioned to them that they could at least put a lien on the property to try to get, to recoup some of that money, or I'm assuming they could also potentially foreclose on the house if it got too bad. So I'm just wondering what they could potentially do in order to try to get some of that money back. And the homeowner doesn't live in, like he rents out the house, and I think he lives somewhere in Texas.
What
So
subdivision is it?
what's that?
What subdivision is it?
Well, it's not a subdivision, but it's a private street and the location is in Imperial.
Imperial. Because I have that same situation where my mother lives, and there's a guy that's out of town that never pays his dues.
Oh.
And I think he lives in Texas. Maybe it's the same guy. I don't know. But
Maybe.
yeah, you can put a lien on the property. I mean, if it's not a lot of money, it might not be worth it to hire an attorney and go through all those things.
Yeah.
But you absolutely can put a lien on it. And they probably should get an attorney to do that. And then if they want to sue them and enforce the lien, they can sell the property at a sheriff's sale. They generally are going to have to pay off any mortgage if they do that. So sometimes it's not feasible, but they would probably want to put the lien on file so that if the guy tries to sell the property, if the guy tries to sell the property, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at this. It looks like the ticket forward went through to you, Victoria, so you should have it.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
It first was telling me it was incomplete, but then it said it was going. Okay. If they try to sell the property, the title company will require that any liens like that, HOA or condo liens, that kind of thing, be paid off at closing. So you want to make sure that that they put a lien on file. If the indentures and HOA agreement are recorded, a title company would probably would check with the association and get the figure and require that to be paid out of closing. But to be really sure, they should record the lien.
Okay.
And then they can threaten to, sue them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Always fun, right?
I'll relay the information. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Good luck with that. And if you need a referral to someone, I think that a woman named Shauna Bly, you could here it is. Okay, Shauna Bly, BLIGH. She does outstate counties, and her phone number is 636-357-4059. You could consult her about it.
Great, thank you. And then I do
Yeah.
have a second question.
Sure.
It would be something I would talk to you about later, but do you also deal with real estate in regards to probate?
Not really. And you could call me about that too. We send people to an attorney at Opal Bash. It depends on what it is. Here's what I do. If someone, like a typical scenario that I get is mom and deadbeat son are living in the family residence. Mom dies. All the rest of the siblings are tired of deadbeat brother, and they open the estate and they find out they have to kick him out before they can sell the property. And the probate lawyer sends them to me because I do those kind of evictions, those ejectments. So I don't really do the actual probate itself. There's a couple of people that we like to suggest. The one lady, though, I think maybe is getting close to retiring. But there's another woman named Jessica Deaver at Opal Bash in her office is actually in Edwardsville, but she works on this side of the river too. And I think she will come over and meet with people. And their telephone number is 618-307-5241.
Okay, great. And then I may give you a call after this too, just because I think you kind of described a scenario that I may need help with. So.
Yeah. If we're evicting the black sheep, I'll do that part.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Have a
Thank
great
you,
weekend.
Kathy. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kathy.
Later.
All right. Always good to have Kathy in. She's always so full of great knowledge for us, and nice for her to give out tickets too. Enjoy that, Victoria. Those are great, great seats that she has there. So you'll like that.
Thanks.
All right, let's see. Well, I guess we can get right to it. I don't really have a lot. We do have our main event at the Lodge at the Pair coming up next Tuesday night. It's let's see, it's on mobile home investing. Let's see here. And that's trying to think, let's see. Nick and Rick Gibson is who this is. They have mobile home parks and they started this a few years ago. And it's just an interesting way to invest in real estate. So you want to definitely check that out. If you're not able to make it on location in person, they will have a virtual option. You can go to STLREIA.com. And some of you guys, I know we seen you last night with Kathy Kennebrook on our call. Very informative. She's always coming up with new things. Really, really good. I really love the way that she does this. It's kind of, I don't know, I don't like to use the term out of the box thinking, but that's definitely what it is, because Kathy puts on a different approach. She's done a lot of stuff traditionally. She's originally known as the marketing magic lady, and showed you how to do she did a lot of rehabs, and she's got rental properties, things like that. But she does the vacant land right now, vacant land gold, which some of you that's known me kind of know that's kind of the way I like to do things too. And I just got the replay put up there too. So I'll go ahead and I'll put that link in there so you can go watch that on YouTube. It's a little long, but if you're like me, you can watch it maybe time and a half and get through it quicker. But she does have some really good some good techniques and strategies. And also she did offer, if you do decide to go with her in-depth training, she has a 1-year program, and she did offer our group a $400 savings. So that you can check that out if you'd like to do that too. And she also has it, which I think is kind of crazy, but she also does have a way in there you get your money back, and you got a full year to do it. So it's really not very expensive, and it's a great investment actually for what she gets. And she does work with you one-on-one. Kathy's one of the easiest ones to work with that I've ever been around. That's one reason we have her come and talk to our group. So there you go. Got the links in there for you. So I guess we can get right to our networking. Laura, let's see, there you are. Would you like to give us our disclaimer?
Sure. Good morning and welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Katharyn Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Thank you, Laura. And yep, Kathy did tune in join us the second Friday this month because of the holiday, but we did see a few of you guys last week and appreciate that. We still haven't had a week off yet, and we don't plan on it anytime soon. Fridays just seem to work out pretty good. So, all right. So I guess we could start our networking here. Let's see, anybody have anything? I guess we can start with that they would have for sale, or anything they're looking to buy. That's always a good place to start.
Hey, John, I've got a couple of quick questions.
Sure, Eric.
Yeah, I was on that broadcast last night. So is that extended through to no, you said maybe still a couple of days. Is that still on for the day as far as that discount?
Yes, as long as the replay is up, it'll be valid. I'll take it down as soon as she gives me the word for that. So yeah, you can still get the discount there. Mm-hmm.
About maybe going on, is there a phone number to call as well?
Yeah, let's see. They got an office number. Yes, I got it right here. That's 941 792 5390. Yeah, Kathy's real good about having her and her people answer the phone and get back with you. She is I know she mentioned it. She is one of the quickest to probably get back with you than anybody I've ever seen. She almost always has something with her, unless she's at a event or in a meeting or doing something. She'll get back with you almost immediately. So yeah, you could feel free to go ahead and call her or send her an email, either way, Eric. But she can answer any questions you got.
Okay, and then on that same note with that, Is she still offering, like, if you, as far as you know, what she mentioned, the deal, you could be able to get your money back? Is that still on hand too?
Yeah, she just if you have 1 year, you got 12 months, and if you just do one of the deals, one deal actually is the way she has it, which I thought was kind of amazing. That during the 12 months, she will give you a complete refund of your full investment.
Okay. And I got one more other question.
Uh-huh.
Far as the yearly dues, for the meeting, is there any way if, can I bring a guest if I sign a guest with me, or do my guests have to pay extra for that?
You talking about with Kathy there?
No, no. Only for the real estate, like say meetings and everything. If can I bring a if I was add a guest to with me, do I need to pay them extra, or can I bring one guest?
Oh, okay. That's always a good question. The way the membership's set up, the $97 per year, that's two people at the same address.
Okay.
So like if you had a business partner there with you or something like that, or a relative, and that they just put it that way is I think is the actual wording.
Well,
So
if he's got a
they're-
guest, if they've been there before, they'll have to pay the the repeat guest, what I think it's $20. But if they've never been there before, it would be free.
No, no. What I was meaning is the person been there before, but it's like my business partner. My question is, um, for the continuation of coming to the meetings, do they have to pay for the $20 every time they come, or can they come with me for free? That's my question.
Yeah, they would actually have to be a member on your membership. It's the way the memberships work, Eric, it's two people at the same address. So if they have a
Okay.
different address, they would need to have their own.
Okay.
Yeah. You could probably get $97 worth of food though at the meetings to make up for it. So I know you get a lot. I know the membership's still only, I know it just went up a little bit, but it's still only $97, which isn't real bad. So I think it's well worthwhile. We still pay the same membership even though we volunteer. And I actually put more than that into my Zoom account just keeping this going. So that just kind of gives you an idea of the kind of people that we have here. You know, everybody's pretty giving. And so it's really it doesn't really even pay the expenses. I know they just moved to a new place, but the $97 really doesn't even keep up with what it costs. And I think that they're still going on some of the money we've accumulated over the years. So all good.
So, John,
Mhm.
for us, the master class that you spoke about yesterday,
Yes.
um, do you have a date, a specific date that you're gonna have this, or and what we if not, how long you think you'll let us know?
Yeah, you're talking about the master class for the owner financing that we talked about last night. Yeah, because anybody that signs up for Kathy, we're going to automatically include that. Everybody else will have to, they'll have to enroll separately in that. But that's to answer your question on the date, we've looked at a couple of different dates. Right now, what we're going to do, it looks like, is do it after in September, after the holidays kind of get after Labor Day, after people gets back in school and everything starts. We got the tax sales, as you know, coming up in August, and there's a lot of things revolving kind of around that. And with Kathy's, Kathy Kinnebrook does go with some of that. That's part of her strategy in showing you how to do some of that. So that was one reason we decided to wait, because the people getting into this that are kind of new to it. I know you know a little bit more about it because you've been in our group for a while, but some of the new people too, we want to give them a little chance to get out, maybe get some of their letters, get some of the list, which will be coming out in a couple weeks. I know state of Missouri, which I'll be busy probably, let's see, today's the 11th. So I think we have 2.5 weeks or so, and then all the lists will start coming out. So I'll be busy with that, and we want to have time to get all that out. So the master class that we're putting together on the owner financing will probably be like the second week in September, the way it looks right now. But I'll let you know plenty of time ahead for that, Eric.
Could you share Katharyn Davis's contact information, please?
Yeah, sure. Okay, her phone number is 314-962-1115.
Thank you.
And her email address is kbd@kbdllc.com.
Thank you.
Okay. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat too, for you, Victoria. Anybody else got anything they'd like to share with us today?
Sure, I'd love to know if folks have something I'd love some advice from this group, or if folks, have something that can be helpful. So our brokerage, Democracy Real Estate, is working with a group of investors looking for good opportunities, and our commissions all go to support nonprofit work. But these investors, obviously with the interest rates where they are and the market where it is, it can be tough to find, the rates that a lot of investors are looking for. We're looking at a multifamily, 24 units in Maplewood. That's something that we could still move forward. And if there's anyone interested in joining that opportunity, let me know, investing in these apartment buildings. But we were still looking at, annualized like 8% cash on cash. And a lot of these larger investors we're working with are looking for larger. So we're starting to look at self-storage as an opportunity. John, related to what you shared in the chat about vacant land, maybe looking for land opportunities where, there can be a new self-storage facility that could go in. And so we're willing to get creative as we help look for opportunities and find operators and property managers, who can manage these opportunities for our investors. So any opportunities folks have to share, if there's something, that's going to be looking for a buyer soon, where, 10% annualized is something that might be feasible, or any, operators or syndicators, of who we could be working with. We're open-minded and looking for help and leads here. And if anyone's interested in joining the investor group also, we've got a couple million so far raised for the right opportunity, and could probably do more if it's a really good opportunity.
Okay, what's your sweet spot, Benjamin? What would you prefer to find? Because I mean, a lot of times, more specific you are, the better, the better you can find somebody.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, multifamily would be the easiest play for us for sure for these investors. But we definitely are making a hard pivot to looking for vacant land that would make sense to put in a self-storage facility.
Any certain areas too, I guess, is another question.
We're not super particular. If there's, a lot of it is about, running the demos on that area, looking at what the supply and demand would be in that area. And obviously a lot of self-storage facilities have gone in recent years. So that's something that changes the calculus depending where you're looking at. But, suburbs tend to be less saturated, and where there might be more demand. But we're open-minded and happy to talk more if folks have something they want to shop around.
Okay. And are you based out of the St. Louis area, or whereabouts are you?
Yeah, I'm in U City, and that's part of also why, this vacant land opportunity is something that might be interesting. When you look along Olive and the development starting to happen, and some of the, you look at Seafood City, and as a Mandarin, you're like, there could be an opportunity here. These are big lots in a good area. So, yeah.
Seafood City, is that place still there?
I mean, it's been closed. It was condemned. I think the county health department had to clear out a lot of the rotting seafood.
Yeah, we used to go there many years ago. I thought that was a fun place because it was so unusual. And then I've seen a lot of stuff happen in the last few years, so I just didn't know what happened to the place. I haven't been there in a long time. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. We were looking at a lot of the commercial type buildings, and a lot of even in the smaller towns throughout Missouri, and actually throughout a lot of the different states. And there are a lot of opportunities if you have a way to do something with them. I think that's there's a lot of opportunity there. What's the best way to get a hold of you, Benjamin? Do you have some contact information you'd like to share with us?
Sure. Yeah, I'll drop it in the chat. It's benjamin@democracyrealestate.org, and I'll drop my phone number as well.
Okay, and if you don't mind mentioning it also verbally for anybody watching the replay, because we put the replays on YouTube and people do watch them, but we don't put the chat in there.
I see. Okay, great. So like I said, the email address is benjamin@democracyrealestate.org. And then let's see, a phone number for a replay that's going online. I'll say 312-685-1222. My old Chicago Google Voice number, 312-685-1222.
1222. Okay.
I'll put my personal cell phone number in the chat for those who are actually here.
Okay. Thank you very much, Benjamin.
Sure.
And all right. All right. From Chicago. Very nice.
I'm originally from here. I went to college up there and stuck around for a few years, but for the nativist St. Louisans, Parkway Central, I'll save you the question.
Okay. All right. You came back for the weather probably then, right?
Yeah, I probably would have stayed in Chicago if not for the weather, but also having family here. It's good to be by family.
Yeah. And Chicago's a great town. We got some family, some relatives up there too. It's not too far, but far enough. Yeah, very good. Thank you. All right. And anybody else got anything here? See Stacy over there. Stacy, do you have anything for sale this week?
My loft is finally under contract. Sorry, Laura.
Thank you.
But I have, the one on Itasca, 3515 Itasca. That's still on the market. It's a 2-bed, 2-bath. It does have a bonus room. That one's still on the market. It's listed at 125.5. It has a new roof, new HVAC, new sewer lateral. All the big main stuff has been done. So I'll put a link in the chat for that, but it's 3515 Itasca here in St. Louis. That one's still available. I don't have any more that I know that are coming up for me. Trying to think. Yeah, I'll put the link in there for that one if anyone's interested. I did put a link further up. I'll do it again. In regards to the tornadoes, St. Louis Realtors YPN committee is doing a fundraiser. This will be open to the public. So you don't have to be a realtor to come. It's next Friday. They're going to have food trucks there and then have like games and raffles, and they're going to have a dunk tank and stuff to do some fundraising for the tornado victims. So if you're available and you're in, it's in like Creve Coeur area off of Olive and 270. We're going to be there next Friday around lunch doing a fundraiser. So that'll be a great thing if anyone wants to stop by. There's a link to a Facebook, to one of the marketing flyers right there. And then I'll also do the link for my listing. And I've missed the last couple weeks because I was taking my real estate brokers classes, and I officially passed the real estate brokers exam on Wednesday. So I am a broker for the state of Missouri.
Wow. Congratulations, Stacy.
Yeah, so that's great news for me. And then while I'm talking, I'll just go ahead and talk about Soto Property Solutions. That's the brokerage I work for. We specialize in property management. So if you have any clients interested in property management, or you are an investor and looking for someone to take over managing your properties, we would love to help you. We do tons of services in St. Louis all the way down to Cape Girardeau. So give me a call if you're interested in hearing any more. My office number is 636-305-3380. I'm extension 311. And then my email is Stacy, STACY, at Soto, SOTOPS.com. Thanks.
Thank you, Stacy. Yeah, and if you don't mind putting your number in the chat there too. Yeah, I see you got the Facebook page for next week. Let's see. Okay. Okay, here's Benjamin here. Thank you. And let's see. What else we got? Princess, yeah, that was amazing call last night. Yeah, Kathy's great. I know. If you guys want to watch the replay, I think it's well worth your while. Anthony, looking for a 16 by 80 mobile home, 3-2. Are you? Let's see. You want to unmute yourself, Anthony, and tell us what you're looking for there?
Yeah, I'm looking for a 16 by 80 mobile home, preferably a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. I can have it moved if it needs to be moved. I'm at 314-849-1397 or blacklotusprop@gmail.com. Thank you. I appreciate any help.
Okay. Do you have any certain area you're looking for? You can move it. So you obviously have a
I
place
can move it.
hard to go. Okay.
I have the pad existing already, so yeah, I
Gotcha.
can move it within about 100 miles of House Springs is where
House
the lot
Springs.
is.
Okay. All right. All right. And are you looking for something in pretty good shape? Are you looking for something you can fix up, or what kind of condition? Do you have any limits on prices, or what's your guidelines you're looking for?
Well, obviously, I'm willing to pay a little bit more for one in better shape that I have to do less work to. Uh, Something probably in the 90s or newer. Anything older than that, it's kind of risky moving them.
Okay. All right.
And I could go up to 45,000.
Oh, okay. All right. Depending on the shape, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. And if you don't mind
you.
putting your information, your contact info in the chat, that'd be great too, Anthony. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let's see. You got Rico. Let's see. Are you there? You got a
Hey everyone.
property. There you are. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a property out under contract out in San Ann. I wouldn't say it's really 5-bedroom. I mean, it's listed as 5-bedroom. Well, it's off market, but like on Zillow and everything, it pops up as 5-bedroom. It has in the attic. They made 2 bedrooms, but you can't really even stand up. I mean, like you can, but I guess you could use them as 2 bedrooms. I'm not too really sure, um, but yeah, I mean, I guess I would consider it more of a 3-bed, 1-bath. Um, it has new electrical, new plumbing, um, new boiler. Um, what else? It needs a new roof. I guess that would be like the biggest thing. The materials there though for the roof, and if you guys need any roof or anything, I have some that can do it for a great price. Um, Interior wise, it needs the kitchen and the restroom. It has I guess all the drywall done on it, but it needs the appliances and everything to be connected. If anyone's interested, I have a lockbox in place, so you guys are free to go check it out. Shoot me a text or a call. I'll give you guys an address, and then you guys can just call me, and I'll give you guys access into the property.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's
If you
your
guys have any
contact
questions.
information there, Rico?
It's 314-438-7726. I also put it all in the chat as well, if anyone
Okay.
wants to have a look.
All right. Sounds like a project somebody started and it's got a lot of potential there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a property that just sold for 160. It was a 2-bed, 1-bath, 858 square feet. So
Okay.
a lot of
And
potential there.
how many square feet? You said this was 1,000 and
This is 1098.
yeah, 1,000. Okay, very good. And you're asking 93 for it.
Yeah, 93 best offer.
Okay, very good. Do you have any idea, your estimate on what you might think to finish it by any chance?
To finish it, repair, it honestly varies. I haven't had the chance to get one of my personal contractors in there to give me a specific price. But yeah, I mean, if you guys, I know a lot of you guys have your own contractors. You guys are more than welcome to walk with him. That way he can give you numbers. But I'll have my contractor swing by this week, and he was just quite busy working on a couple other projects. But he'll swing by this weekend, and he, the price that he gives is a price that he's willing to do it for. So if anyone's interested, let me know.
Very good. Thank you, Rico. Good
Thank you.
opportunity for someone. I know St. Anne's a pretty good area for a lot of investors. Let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, and Anthony's got his in there. Okay, anybody else got anything? I think that's some congratulations here. To Stacy, and probably also to Victoria for winning the tickets. So very good. Are you going to stay with Soto, Stacy? Is that your plans?
Yeah, I don't, Dave, wanted me to get it as much as I did. So, I'm not really sure of my plans with it yet, but it's nice to have it for, future opportunities. So we'll see if I do anything special with it. But right now, yep, I'm staying with Soto and gonna keep doing what I'm doing here. So.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's a good designation to have too, though. So just, yeah, congratulations on that. That's very, very good milestone there.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Anybody else have anything today? A lot of good conversations. A couple of good opportunities. I know a lot of people are kind of sitting back on the sidelines right now. I personally think it's a great time to get out. I know we're going to have some the tax sales coming up next month, and that's always a good time for things to happen. I mean, as far as people that the people always need things as far as money goes to pay taxes and things like that, and the government needs the money to keep everything going too. And I know with the tornadoes and everything we've had, that's just threw a couple of things in the mix that we don't normally have and we don't normally count on. So glad to see that people are still working on that. So anybody else have anything? No? Okay, well, I appreciate everybody tuning in today. We've, like always, we do appreciate Katharyn Davis coming in for our Ask the Attorney segment, which she's the one that helped us get all this started about 6.5 years ago, and we're still meeting every Friday. We still have not missed one yet, and we don't plan on it anytime soon. So if I will have the replay up on YouTube by midnight tonight. That's always my rule, and it probably will be a long time before then because I'll probably be asleep tonight by midnight. We got my uncle's 95th birthday party tomorrow, so we're going to get going in the morning to go meet those guys for lunch, and that'll be fun. So if nothing else, we will see you next Friday. Tuesday, don't forget, mark your calendars for the if you're at all interested in mobile homes, and actually that's probably a good place for to find out some more information on maybe how they get their how, and maybe for how they get their leads. Anthony, I don't know. I know we do have a virtual option. I don't know if you're able to tune in or arrive on location in person, but
I will be there.
Okay, very good. We'll look forward to seeing you. And yeah, can always learn from those guys. Even, I like the education. Even if it's something I don't want to jump into right away, it's still things we can learn. And there's always bits of information, just like with Kathy Kennebrook last night. That's not, vacant land is not for everyone, but you can still pick up really good ideas on just some of the strategies and some of the marketing techniques she uses on getting leads just for your own area. And you just find out a lot of stuff too. She deals with a lot of rural areas nowadays. She hasn't always done that, but it's just, there's just opportunities everywhere. So can always pick up.
Maybe you just think you don't want to get into it until you find out about it.
That's right. That's exactly what it is too. Yep. So anyway, if we don't see you all before next week, we will meet you here next Friday. And I thank everybody for tuning in today. Congratulations, Victoria, winning the tickets. It looks like she's gone, already ran off to get her tickets, which is good. So we'll see you all next week.
Thank you, everyone.